When schools began to close last March, I was terrified.
I didn't know what I was gonna do if I couldn't go back.
Didn't know when it would start up again.
Didn't know if it was going to be 14 days and we'd be right back in, or what was happening.
Sad, scared, unhappy.
The fear was, how is our son going to get through his day and actually progress academically, socially and emotionally in an environment where he's looking at a screen all day?
As soon as we got back from break, the kids started learning remotely, so the school really didn't skip a beat.
We spent every minute of every day for those 2 weeks figuring out how to basically take our program, create a new program, and make it virtual.
I was so impressed by what they put together. It really felt like as close a facsimile as possible to what the children get at school.
It was remarkable how quickly the team was able to pull everything together to keep our kids learning to the best of their ability, given the difficult circumstances.
I knew that it would be okay, but I didn't know how long it was going to last, and I was hoping that there was an end point in sight.
It was critical to get students back into the classroom and back in person because so much of what we do here relies on those in-person interactions and hands-on learning.
I think the kids were able to hang on as long as they did because it was kind of new and interesting. But coming back, it would have been detrimental if we had to come back and it was distance learning.
I struggled as an adult, and it was really hard to watch our children struggle sitting there in front of the computer and not having those hands-on learning opportunities.
Not being in person was a little bit difficult for me.
I thought that it would be very hard, and it was very true.
I went to Sensory Arena and seeing my friends in person.
Just somebody there to help you in person, just somebody right there.
We noticed as the few months in the spring went on that our students were really starting to lose some motivation and some energy around the online learning components.
When you're here, you're immersed in the learning process. And you get a window of that at home through the computer screen, but it's just a window.
Even being on Zoom, it's a different sense of community when we're all on a Zoom call versus being in the classroom together.
He needed to be in the classroom with his team, with the OT, the speech therapist, the special education teacher, and all the assistants to make all that magic happen.
Our goal was always to get us back open for September.
And we had no idea whether or not that was going to be a reality or not. We had to really come up with all of our plans, plan A and plan B and plan C, and information was changing by the day, by the week.
As we started our discussions of reopening and coming back full in person, I have to be honest, it was scary and daunting. We met constantly throughout the summer. There were so many meetings and so many discussions.
One of the things that we worked really hard on this summer with our reopening task force was our reopening plan that we were asked to submit to the state in terms of how we were going to prepare the staff, the students, and the families for returning to school safely in the fall.
Until you start doing it, you don't even realize all the protocols that need to be put in place, even the entrances and how each pod needed to come in their own entrance.
Right away ordering PPE, thinking about what the classroom configurations were going to look like, how we were going to get spacing in the classrooms to maintain social distance, what our protocols and our policies were going to be around reopening.
We kind of split it up. Everyone took a piece that they could focus on, so it wasn't so overwhelming for just me and Anna or me, Anna and Joe to just try to do it on our own.
We got really creative with being able to develop individual spaces and workstations, making sure everyone had their own supplies and everything that they would need, down to bean bags and pencils. I mean, you name it. We covered all the bases.
And our staff were so wonderful and so engaged in that process. And while it was a little scary, they knew that it was the right thing to do.
So it really was just an amazing, cohesive community that came together and kind of made it happen.
Knowing that I could go back, I felt really happy. I was excited because I wanted to be back in person.
because I'll get to come back to school with all my teachers and friends.
That first day when those students came into the classroom, you just wanted to reach out and hug them. It just warmed your heart to see them in person, and it was hard not to hug.
It was surreal. In one sense, it was like we never left. It was like we just came back from spring break with masks and lots of Clorox. But in the other, I think that there was a relief. I think that it kind of felt, some sense of normalcy.
Our students who just, walk the halls smiling behind their masks and are so engaged in learning and so happy to be in school and be with their friends and be with their teachers.
Felt like I could talk to my friends again and finally socialize.
My favorite part about being in person at Wolf is getting to learn the way that I learn.
If it wasn't for Wolf, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Like, once I came here, I felt like a new person.
Seeing them persevere through this really, really challenging time, and even when things get hard, they show up with a smile on their face.
The children are unfazed by the mask wearing and the protocols. They just roll with it.
And to our staff who, have worked harder than they've ever worked and have worked tirelessly to make sure that they are continuing to meet the needs of every student and to help our students feel successful and to feel safe and to feel nurtured, and it's really been remarkable.
If it wasn't for the staff and it wasn't for your passion for your profession, how much you care and how much you want to make a difference in these kids' lives, I've never been in a better school than this. I've never been part of a community that cares more about the kids than you do.
What has gotten me through this year is the people I work with here.
The teams have been amazing. They've really worked hard, and I know that they've worked hard. I know that it's been such a struggle for everybody to sort of figure this whole thing out.
I think everyone who's here wants to be here. It's not just a job for people. They love what they do, and when you love what you do, it's not a job. It's just something that you get to do every day.
They're really helpful during when times are tough.
I continue to be grateful for the support from our parents and from the outside community, our board, our community members who really recognize and support the work that we've done this year to make school happen and to be in person.
Our parents have been so grateful that we're even open. It's been so hard to not welcome the parents into the school building. We are such a close-knit community. The school feels a little empty without them.
Our families, to me, stepped up to the plate, did everything they needed to do, did everything that I asked them of, and I know it wasn't easy. So, I'm so appreciative of our families and everything they've done to keep their kids in school with us and safe.
Parents and families have just gone above and beyond to support our work in the classroom at home so that students can continue to learn no matter where they are.
I think I'm just so incredibly proud of our community for being able to do what we've done this year and to have remained in person all year and never, sort of wavering in that.
I think the Wolf School is what a community should be.
And you're rallying around each other to do what you need to do to deliver whatever you need to deliver, whether that's a lesson or whether that's school books for someone who's in quarantine. I think that's what Wolf is really all about.
Thanks for everything, and if we were on Zoom, I wouldn't have been this happy.
I just can't thank the teachers and administration enough, because to us parents it seems seamless.
I would say thank you so much. You kept us safe.
Thank you so much.
If I wasn't here, I don't know what I would be doing with myself, honestly. So I'm glad that we have a school like this.
I can't say enough about what the school has done to make this possible for all of us and how grateful I am.
When we tell the story of the pandemic years and years and years from now, so much of it will be through the lens of how much Wolf got right and how much they kept our family and especially our son connected and part of the community, and we're just so deeply grateful.
It's because of our incredible community that we were able to return to in-person learning and give our students a year filled with learning, growth, friendship, and a lot of fun. The support we received all year long motivated us to keep going when things got hard and inspired us during a very challenging year. The Wolf community is so much more than just a group of people. It's a family, and that's what makes Wolf really special. We couldn't have done this without you. Thank you for showing us that we really are stronger together.